Guys, welcome to IBK. Today I want to talk about this Equinox here. Now I drove this car for over 1,000 miles, so this is a rental, and you know, it's the 2020 Equinox LT version, and after you drive a car for 1,200 miles you get a better sensation of what this car is like, what it would be like to live with, and the pitfalls of the car, the pros of the car, and just get a good feeling of what this car in general is like. You know, if you drive it for like a day, yeah, you can get a good feeling for like, you know, hour or two, but man, I drove I think about 30 hours in this car, so yeah, it was pleasurable, but at the same time there was some things that I did not like. So let's just get into it. This is the 2020 Equinox LT version, pretty base. It's a good looking car, I think. I think that this color is just a nice color for this car. Another thing is this car has a lot of great standard safety features. So your daytime running light, your light at night is great. Like, it has this auto beam assist, so if you press this right here, auto, whenever you're traveling at night, it automatically makes the car lights go into high beam mode, and that was pretty awesome. You don't have to fuss with it. If there's an oncoming traffic, it does it by itself. So, and it was working pretty well, so I was surprised. Lots of room in this car, especially if you have a family of 4. You've got enough room in the back to put all your luggage, no problem. You have a lot of room for a back seat, front seat, everybody. And the interior, it's okay. There's some hard plastic here and there, not the prettiest. Soft here, a little bit soft, hard here, but this is a standard model. You know, it's not leather seats, so that's something that you have to consider. And I think it has great safety features as standard, like the lane assist was pretty well. I detailed it in my driving mode. It gets a little bit wobbly. It's not dead center, so you just have to be careful. On the outside, it looks pretty handsome. There's some driving characteristics which I'll explain in my next segment of this video when I'm actually driving it. Let's see, inside here, this is your standard dial, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, good interior, good power, not bad. Not fast. When you need to haul in traffic, it'll take some time. It's not the quickest one, but I had no problem merging and passing cars. Alright, so let's talk about what it's like to drive, okay? Alright, so I've driven this car for a couple hundred miles, like 900 miles, and I think I have a good feel about the Equinox. And this car, it's a great car for a small family. I'm thinking family of 4 or less. Very good visibility. The power is pretty good. Brakes are outstanding. And overall, it's a very comfortable ride. I think for the past 800 miles that I've been in this car, it's a good way to assess how great this car is and what are its pros and cons. So here's my take. Alright, so if you buy this kind of car, you're not trying to race, you know, you're not looking for speed, maybe some towing power. It's got enough power, torque for any situation. Like, I've never felt that this car was too slow in any situation in the highway, merging, speeding up, slowing down, braking. I've never had any problem. Like, there's good power in this car. It's very easy to very easy to drive. You have good visibility. I like to stress that. Even the rear view mirror, usually for SUVs it's not that great, but this car is very easy to see outside. This is the LT version, I believe, and it's pretty basic. It has lane departure warning, it has front collision warning. One thing that I noticed that this car does not have is it doesn't have any blind spot mirroring. So if you look at the blind spots, there's no indicator, which was not good for a long road trip. I think you should look for a car or an option that has that. So I was surprised to see lane departure warning here, collision, all these safety features, but it doesn't have a blind spot warning, so that was kind of odd. As far as the lane departure, so if you set this on, it sways. I mean, this steering wheel kind of does its own steering, so it's safe, especially when you're doing a road trip. Now, if you let it loose for a while, what happens is it starts to snake. So that's kind of what happens even when you're driving and you have both hands on the steering wheel. What happens is it'll do its own thing. So it'll start to steer left, right, and snake. And you just have to be careful, because when it looks from the outside, and I don't want to say this, but when a police sees you, he's going to think you're drunk. And trust me, that's what a police thinks when he sees you swerving in this. So just be careful of that, okay, guys? Other than that, gas mileage, full tank. I got about 430 miles. There's about 27 miles per gallon, I'd say, is average. Right now, that's the instant fuel economy that you're seeing. But overall, in the highway only, traveling, I saw about 27 to 28 miles per gallon. And that's just going normal highway speed. So gas, it's not that great. There's a lot of good hybrid versions out there that you can look into these days, which have much higher mileage. So, and this car is not a big car, right? It's not like a 7-seater. It's a 5-seater SUV, small SUV. It's not as big as the Traverse. So for its size, the gas mileage is decent. I'd say you can do better with other cars. One other thing that I don't like is there's a lot of wind noise. It's not the most quietest car. I think there's a lot of tire noise. I don't know if you heard that, but there's a lot of tire noise, wind noise. So I wish it was a little bit more quiet. It helps with longer trips. Again, this car is supposed to be comfortable. It is for the most part, but there is some wind noise and tire noise. Another thing I don't like about this car is the seat. They have bucket seats, and the bucket seats, I don't know if you could film the bucket seat. This part right here, it's very narrow. So it's if you have a wide back, if you're a big person, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. To me, it was a little bit uncomfortable for this trip. I wish that the seats were a little bit wider. I'm not really into bucket seats in general, but just this seat in general was more uncomfortable. Other than that, I think everything was pretty standard. It has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so this was very nice. Good screen, good touchpad, good sound. It was very nice. I liked it. Let's see here. Another thing is you got your AC controls as buttons. You got your volume dial. So all of this was very easy to touch, very easy to control. Very nice. And AC works great. We were in like 90 degrees, 100 degrees summer heat, and there was no issues. So you're gonna love that. Overall, yeah, just a nice, solid, no surprises, normal car, normal SUV for a great price. So that's my take on this car. I wish it was a little bit more comfortable. I wish it was a little bit more quieter. That's it. Like, I have no problem with the power on this, the torque on this. It has great pull. A little bit of a lag, you see right there, a little bit of a lag. Other than that, everything is pretty nice. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a good idea about this car now after being with it for almost 5 days. Let me know in the comments below, and hope to see you next time.